Is the microphone on? The microphone is on now. The microphone's on, and we are live. And I'm not actually sure how many viewers we have at this exact moment.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
We will be back in 5 minutes to officially start the event. It is only 8:26, but for now you can just...
You're on the right channel.
You can now look at our lovely faces for the next few minutes.
And the lovely Hollingworth's lovely wall.
Sorry. Thank you very much for letting us use your wall, Hollingworths. Very much appreciated. Anyway.
Good to go. 17.
Please don't intervene.
Well, the microphone's off. We are about 1 minute away from starting our introduction. We're just waiting for everybody to join. But that's it. Hello! If all our calculations have been correct, you should be able to see us and the beautiful wall of the Hollingworths house, which we have used completely without their permission, so I really do hope that they don't mind that much. We are getting many messages in about how people are watching this. I know there's been from devices, the Muches have a cutout of Winston Churchill sitting with them. And it's really quite exciting actually how many people are watching us. Anyway, let's get started. Let me introduce my two co-hosts, my beautiful sister and my not so beautiful father. But before his face distracts you, let me talk about the quiz. There'll be 5 rounds, each containing 5 questions, and each round there'll be a World War II question, related to that theme, and on a VE day. There will also be a short break between the question round and the answer round, which is when we will read you out the answers for refilling drinks, getting snacks. Might even want to make yourself a meal, depending. We only have 5 minutes, unfortunately. So you will mark your own questions, and you can submit your results if you would like. If you'd like to see how other people did, and also it will just help us for the future pub quizzes. So this quiz will be under the conditions that a quiz in VE day would have been. So please, no googling. Though realistically, you're only going to be cheating on yourself. But not that it's probably quite sad actually if you're just gonna try and cheat by yourself. I mean, yeah, it kind of defeats the point of a quiz. But we also are very sorry we can't have the full pub quiz team. We are without Mr. and Mrs. Kewen and Claire Ryan. Here's his beautiful face. He helped us out last year by being our host on the actual real life pub quiz, and we hope that soon we'll be able to see them again and have a real life interaction pub quiz. However, there is a good surprise. There is a prize not for winning the quiz, but there is a bottle of sparkling wine from Cornwall, very high quality 2017 reserve. I'm not sure what that means. But it's very exciting.
Cornish champagne.
Cornish champagne. To enter this, to qualify to win this, you have to have donated any sum of money to our Virgin Money Giving page, which is in honor of we're raising money for SAFA. So SAFA is the Sailors, Soldiers and Airmen and Families Association, and they are the UK's oldest tri-service charity. So that means they support the whole of the armed forces. They help old servicemen and women recover from things like PTSD, depression, and they give them financial support as well. They provide financial support to all members of the armed forces, past or present. So moving on, get yourself a pen and paper, and let's start the quiz. I will hand over to my handsome co-host, I'd say. But also, before we do start, I'd like to thank everybody who has already donated money to the Virgin Money Giving page. It's really much appreciated. And I think we're on £275 last time I checked out of our £500 target.
Keep giving.
So keep giving.
Donate.
Anyway.
Donate early, donate
I hand
often.
over.
Thank you, Dougie. And welcome to everybody to the Woolstone Virtual VE Day 2020 Pub Quiz. As Dougie so rightly pointed out, there will be 5 rounds to this quiz, and it's my honor and duty to present the questions to round 1. And as Douglas also hinted, this is going to be a multiple choice quiz, also known to some as multiple guess. But we have tried to pitch the questions at just the right level, so there should be a minimum of guesswork and a maximum of enjoyment and entertainment here this evening in sunny Woolstone. A beautiful May evening outside, and we aim to keep you no longer than an hour at the most, depending on how much you imbibe during the mid-break between the questions and answers. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, sharpen your pencils and get ready for the wonderful, extravagant, elegant Woolstone Pub Quiz with geography and history. The first question, please, Dougie, up on the screen. Question number 1. In Winston Churchill's speech to the House of Commons, on June the 4th, 1940, where was the one place he did not say, "We shall fight"? Was it A, on the beaches, B, on the landing grounds, C, in the trenches, or D, in the fields and in the streets? Where was the one place he did not say, "We shall fight"? The beaches, the landing grounds, the trenches, or the fields and the streets? Question 2. Geography. The Channel Islands were the only part of the British Isles to be occupied by the Germans in World War II. Can you name the third largest island in the Channel Islands? The third largest of the Channel Islands. Was it A, Jersey? Is it B, Guernsey? Is it C, Alderney? Or D, Sark?
We have some viewers in the Channel Islands, so this might be an
Shout out.
advantage to them.
Yeah.
Really?
Ah.
What a coincidence. Jersey, Guernsey, Alderney, or Sark, wherever they may be, we're looking for the answer is the third largest of the Channel Islands. Question number 3. Where did Napoleon Bonaparte die? Was it A, Elba, B, St. Helena? Was it C, Trafalgar, or D, Waterloo? And beware of the trick question. Where did Napoleon Bonaparte die? Elba, St. Helena, Trafalgar, or Waterloo? Question number 4, geography. The Brenner Pass connects Austria to which other country? Is it A, Germany, B, Hungary, C, Italy, or D, Croatia? The Brenner Pass. It's between Austria and one of these 4 countries. Is it Germany, Hungary, Italy, or Croatia? And the last question in geography and history, a local question for those who live in this area should find particularly easy, and for the rest of you, guesswork can do just as well. In August 1942, an RAF bomber on a training exercise crashed in a field near Uffington in Oxfordshire, with the loss of 6 lives. What type of aircraft was it? Was it A, a Wellington, B, a Lancaster, C, a Dakota, or D, a Spitfire? The clue is in the question. A Wellington, a Lancaster, a Dakota, or a Spitfire? And that, Mr. Chairman, brings to an end round 1, geography and history. And now I'd like to hand it over back to you.
I'm going to hand it over back to my sister because I think that's what we originally planned. So, sister, Isla,
Thank you.
take it away.
All right, so this personally isn't my strong point, the sciences, but I do know that we have a few science teachers watching at home, so hopefully they'll find this round good. So science and nature is round 2. First question. What was the subject of the research carried out by William Masters and Virginia Johnson between 1957 and the 1990s? Was it A, child development, B, viruses, C, psychology, or D, sex? Say that again. What was the subject of the research carried out by William Masters and Virginia Johnson between 1957 and the 1990s? Child development, viruses, psychology, or sex? Question 2. Where are the islets of Langerhans found? A, in the spleen, B, in the Baltic, C, in the pancreas, or D, off the coast of Denmark? So that's truly a blend of science and nature. Where are the islets of Langerhans found? A, the spleen, the Baltic, the pancreas, or off the coast of Denmark? Question 3. According to the RSPB, what is the most common British bird? A, the wren, B, the robin, C, the sparrow, or D, the pigeon? According to the RSPB, what is the most common British bird? the wren, the robin, the sparrow, or the pigeon? Hopefully there's some bird watchers watching, so maybe you'll find that question easy. The collective noun for a group of camels is a caravan. A group of crows is called a murder, but what is a group of sea otters called? A, an armada, B, a dive, C, a raft, or D, a vessel? I'll say that again. The collective noun for a group of camels is a caravan. A group of crows is called a murder, but what is a group of sea otters called? An armada, a dive, a raft, or a vessel? The final question of our round is, during World War II, what was the permitted ration of milk for one adult for 1 week? A, 1 pint, B, 2 pints, C, 3 pints, or D, 4 pints? During World War II, what was the permitted ration of milk for one adult for 1 week? 1 pint, 2 pint, 3 pints, or 4 pints? And that concludes round 2 of this pub quiz, Science and Nature. Over to you, Bruce.
And let me just say, Isla, how well I thought you managed that round.
Really impressive.
I hope everybody's getting the hang of this competition by now. It's only really a competition against yourself, as our chairman pointed out. But you should be writing down the letters A, B, C, or D next to each question in the respective round. And at the end, you'll be provided with the answers, and you'll be allowed to mark your own homework this time. Not like in 1945. Round 3. Sport. Question 1. Pencils at the ready. During the Oxford and Cambridge boat race, under how many bridges do the boats pass? Is it A, 1 bridge, 2, B, 2 bridges, 3, C, 3 bridges, or D, you know what I'm going to say next, 4 bridges? How many bridges do the Oxford and Cambridge boats pass under during the boat race? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Enter the appropriate letter, depending on what you think the correct answer is. Question 2. Who is the only tennis player to have won the Golden Slam, meaning all 4 major tennis championships and the Olympic gold medal in 1 year? Was it A, Steffi Graf, B, Boris Becker, C, Novak Djokovic, or D, Roger Federer? Who is the only tennis player to have won the Golden Slam, all 4 major championships, and the Olympic gold medal in the same year? Was it Steffi, Boris, Novak, or Roger?
Actually, I don't think that's how you spell Djokovic, is it? I think Djokovic.
No, I think there's a typo there.
Djokovic actually has a D, but
You're right.
I think you get the gist of it.
It's Djokovic. I think it's Djokovic.
Anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Question 3. Molly Hyde captained England's women's cricket team from 1936 to 1954. But did you know that she was a dual sporting international, having represented England in which other sport? Was it A, hockey, B, athletics, C, lacrosse, or D, netball?
And there also are some lacrosse players watching at home.
I think we've got a large variety of.
We've got a few lacrosse players.
And some tennis players.
So
Imagine that. Molly Hyde, she captained the women's cricket team from 1936 to 1954, but she also played international sport for England in either hockey, athletics, lacrosse, or netball. Enter your answer as appropriate. Question 4, a Formula 1 question. There are 20 drivers in Formula 1. This season, the oldest is 40 years old, Kimi Raikkonen, and the youngest is 20 years old, Orlando Norris. But our question is, what is the average age of all the drivers? If the number of drivers is 20, what is the average age of them? Is it A, 25 years old, B, 27 years old, C, 29 years old, or D, 31 years old?
Just to make it clear, it's not the average between those 2 drivers, it's all the drivers.
Absolutely. It's
less of a maths question,
more of a knowledge question.
Educated guess.
Exactly. 20 drivers in the Formula 1 this season. the oldest happens to be 40 and the youngest happens to be 20, but that's really just by the by. We would like to know if you know the average age of all the drivers this season. 25, 27, 29 or 31. Question 5. The World War II question in this round. The 1940 Tokyo Olympics had to be cancelled for obvious reasons due to hostilities. But the 1944 Summer Games were also cancelled. Where were they supposed to have been held? Is it A, Paris, B, London, C, Philadelphia, or D, Helsinki? 2 Olympics were cancelled due to World War II, the 1940 Tokyo Games and the 1944 Summer Games. Were the 1944 Games due to be held in Paris, London, Philadelphia, or Helsinki? And that, Mr. Chairman, brings to an end round 3.
And then it's back over to Isla for round 4.
Art and literature round 4. I know there are some people watching who do history art A-level, English A-level, art A-level, and so we
There are
really
even some artists too.
There's some artists watching as well, so we all need to be applying ourselves here, especially because we have exams next week. So, to start it off, round 1, question 1. Which 20th century British artist painted Portrait of an Artist, pool with 2 figures? Was it A, David Hockney, B, Francis Bacon, C, Michael Holmes, or D, Lucian Freud? I'll say that again. Which 20th century British artist painted Portrait of an Artist, pool with 2 figures? David Hockney, Francis Bacon, Michael Holmes, or Lucian Freud? Our very own Michael Holmes. According to the traditional classification of Shakespeare's plays, he wrote 10 tragedies and 10 histories. But how many comedies did he write? Was it A, 8, B, 10, C, 12, or D, 18? According to the traditional classification of Shakespeare's plays, he wrote 10 tragedies and 10 histories. But how many comedies did he write? 8, 10, 12, or 18? In the Viz comic book, what is the subtitle of the strip starring the character Roger Melly? Is it A, The Man on the Telly, B, He's So Smelly, C, The Man Made of Jelly, D, And His Gigantic Belly? Say that again. In the Viz comic book, what is the subtitle of the strip starring the character Roger Melly? The Man on the Telly, He's So Smelly, The Man Made of Jelly, and His Gigantic Belly. Not sure if that features in the English A-level, but there we go. Which book of the Old Testament tells the story of Moses parting the Red Sea? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, or Deuteronomy? Which book of the Old Testament tells the story of Moses parting the Red Sea? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, or Deuteronomy? The following photograph was taken during the celebrations to mark the end of World War II. Can you name the location where it was taken? Was it A, Trafalgar Square, B, Piccadilly Circus, C, the Champs-Élysées, or D, Times Square? I'll say that question again. The following photograph was taken during the celebrations to mark the end of World War II. Can you name the location where it was taken? A, Trafalgar Square, B, Piccadilly Circus, C, the Champs-Élysées, or D, Times Square?
And that concludes round 4.
On to round 5, entertainment.
Round 5, which is in fact the last round
The
of our
last
quiz.
round.
Gosh, how
Already?
quickly it's come around.
I know.
Well, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It would be my honour to kick it off with question 1 in round 5. What was the title of the 2015 Broadway hit musical about a US president? Was it A, Washington, B, Hamilton, C, Lincoln, or D, The Apprentice? The 2015 Broadway hit musical about a US president. Washington, Hamilton, Lincoln, or The Apprentice? Question number 2. The Rolling Stones released their latest single after 8 years in April 2020, just last month. Was the title of that According to the title of that single, where were they living? Were they living in a ghost town, under lockdown, in a meltdown, or D, in Swindon? According to the title of the Rolling Stones' latest single, just released last month, where were they living? In a ghost town, under lockdown, in a meltdown, or in Swindon? Question 3 is another photograph round. Which celebrity owns these eyes? Is it A. Tom Hanks, B. John Wayne, C. Ricky Gervais, or D. Simon Cowell? To whom do those eyes belong? Tom Hanks, John Wayne, Ricky Gervais, or Simon Cowell? Question number 4. A. Milne. Winnie the Pooh said that he considered 2 characters in particular to be his best friends. Were they A. Piglet and Tigger, B. Eeyore and Owl, C. Kanga and Roo, or D. Christopher Robin and Piglet? Who did Winnie the Pooh consider to be his best friends? Piglet and Tigger, Eeyore and Owl, Kanga and Roo, or Christopher Robin and Piglet? And now, the final question and the final round of our quiz tonight is a movie question. What was the title of the 2014 film which told the story of Alan Turing and the Bletchley Park Codebreakers? Was it A. Enigma, B. The Imitation Game, C. The Deception Game, or D. Codebreaker? Take care in answering this question. It's the 2014 film which told the story of Alan Turing and the Bletchley Park Codebreakers. Enigma, The Imitation Game, The Deception Game, or Codebreaker. And if you can finish up your answers and put your pencil down, I think that brings us to the end of round 5. Mr. Chairman.
Yes, it does bring us to the end. It brings us to the end of the questions.
Thank goodness, because we don't have any more.
I would hope not. So it's now going to be about a 5-minute break to go and to refill your drinks, refill your snacks, refill your meals.
Look over your answers.
Look over your answers.
But not go online to check.
But please
your
don't go.
answers.
Why would you go online?
Exactly. Why would
This
one
makes
go?
no sense. I'm not sure how much money we have currently on.
Should we give an update when we come
Let's
back?
give an update on when we come back. But for now, please go and refill.
Comment in the live chat so we can see you.
Send
if
us
you
some
wanna shout
messages.
out.
How did you find it?
Emails, text messages, semaphore. We accept
and I
all
just
means of
wanted
communication.
to say, because I know there's been a few questions, the link to donate is in the email that you all sent. So if you're looking to donate, the Just Giving page is on the email.
The Virgin
page was on the email.
And just to remind you, Mr. Chairman, you did say that contestants could submit their scores, their feedback, and if they tell us that they donated to SAFA, we'll take them at their word and we'll enter them in the prize draw to win this superb bottle.
It's very good
It's the
quality.
new big thing, I understand, from Cornwall.
Yes. It's very popular.
Yes.
We
But
wouldn't
only
know
have
'cause
one
we don't
bottle.
drink.
We only have one bottle. So
Only have one bottle. Your chance to win it depends on you sending us a message by whatever format you wish.
All right.
Alright.
See you in 5 minutes.
see you in 5 minutes. we're back. You should be able to see us and hear us.
Hopefully.
So I'm going to hand over to my lovely father, who I have just been paying more and more attention to throughout the quiz. The fact that he's wearing khaki shorts underneath
We're
his
exposing
white
him.
shirt
He's not
and
wearing a suit.
tie.
He's wearing his
We're
army
back.
shorts.
You should be able to see us and hear us. Carrying on.
Thank you, Dougie. And welcome back, all participants in the quiz. This is the point at which you can put your feet up, have a drink, and congratulate yourselves on a job well done. Thank you very much to all the generous donations that we've received. We're still aiming to try to raise £500 for SAFA tonight. And I'd just like to pay tribute to the enormous effort that have been made by friends, relations, and others from around the world and also just next door. So the Turnbulls in Cape Town, Judith in Newcastle, Dangerfields in the Channel Islands, Caroline Evans in Axminster, Luke and Ewan up in Glasgow, Simon Jenkins in Uffington, the Hollingworths just up the road.
Can you see that house in the picture?
Exactly. The Camplings from just down the road. The Luttrell Hunts lockdown in Cornwall, and so many more of you who have taken the time to participate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Too numerous to mention, but your generosity is much appreciated, and I hope that you are enjoying your evening.
And I'd like to give a shout out to some of my hard-working friends who are taking time out of their momentous A-level revision, I'm sure. The Muches in Devizes, the Harrisons in Cairn, the Mallinsons, and I can't remember where they live, and the Balls near Reading. So, thanks for coming, guys.
Some of you are wondering where Annabelle Campbell is, the wife of the house. We actually kicked her out of the house because she was being too loud. So we're not really sure where she is at the moment. I think she might have, I don't know where she's gone. Anyway.
Douglas, who's going to cook your supper for you?
She's actually doing
she's
the
just
text.
She's just to the left
She's
of us.
replying to all your comments in the chat.
But let's get going again. We're just gonna scroll through all the answers here and all the questions. Okay. And get to the answers. So
pencils at the ready once again.
Pencils at the ready, marking pencils. There, just to let you know, there is a total score of 25 marks available. 5 marks per round, 1 mark per question. Just to make that clear. But let's get started. Question 1, round 1. Winston Churchill did not say in the trenches, which was answer C. He did not say we shall fight in the trenches. Question 2. Can you name the third largest island in the Channel Islands? Well, that island is C. Alderney. Question 3. Napoleon Bonaparte died in B. St. Helena. Question 4. The Brenner Pass connects Austria with C. Italy. Question 5. The plane was a Wellington plane that crashed in Uffington in Oxfordshire. And that's that. Moving on swiftly to the next round. What the subject of research carried out by William Masters and Virginia Johnson was D. Sex. The islets. I was just laughing.
Always gets a laugh.
The islets of Langerhans are found in C, in the pancreas.
In the sea.
They are. Well, that's
in the pancreas.
They're not islands. They are part of the human anatomy.
Question, you, not me.
Oh, clearly. Question 3. The most common British bird is A, the wren, not the pigeon, which is what we all thought about at first, but clearly not. Question 4. A group of otters is called C, a raft. And question 5. The permitted ration of milk for one adult for 1 week in World War II was C, 3 pints. Moving on. Sport. Answers question 1. In the Oxford and Cambridge boat race, they go under B, 2 bridges. The only tennis player, question 2, the only tennis player to have won the Golden Slam ever is A. Steffi Graf. Molly Hyde played England women's cricket, but she also represented England in C. lacrosse.
Yay! The tech.
Jeez.
Giving a cheer.
Question 4. Out of the 20 drivers in Formula 1 this season, the average age of the drivers is B. 27. And question 5. The 1940 Tokyo Olympics were cancelled, and the 1944 Summer Games were due to be held in B. London.
They were also cancelled though.
They were also cancelled, unfortunately. Round 4. Hope you're all keeping up here. The 20th century British artist who painted Portrait of an Artist was answer A. David Hockney. Some of you may have noticed one of our fellow villagers, Michael Holmes, made it onto that list. Very good artist himself. Unfortunately, he didn't complete that painting. Shakespeare created and wrote 18 comedies. Surprising amount.
A lot.
Yes. In the Viz comic book, the subtitle of the strip starring the subtitle of the strip starring character Roger Melly.
The man on the telly.
Is A, the man on the telly. I think our question writers had a lot of fun creating that question. Question 4. Moses parted the Red Sea in B. Exodus. And question 5. The following photograph was taken in D. Times Square at the end of World War II. There's no photo here, but I'm sure you can remember it. So, moving on, last round.
Before we move on.
Before we move on.
Left out.
A quick shout out to Robert Heskett in Newbury and the Benzikis in Surrey. Thank you for watching.
If anyone's
really
feeling left
appreciate it.
out, please use the
chat.
Live chat.
tool to try and win a shout out from the team before the end of the quiz. But don't do that unless
quite
you've
an honour.
donated money to Safa before you do that.
And the link has been in the email which is sent round to you.
And it is now in the
And it's in
chat.
the live chat.
If you've
bar as
already
well.
donated, no problem to go back in and donate again.
Please, £500 is our target.
We're raising a glass to you if you've donated.
Yes.
Donate early, donate often,
don't
I
have a
say.
glass. Anyway, last round, entertainment, the answers. Question 1. The title of the 2015 Broadway hit musical about a US president was B. Hamilton. I don't know what his actual full name was.
You've got me there, Mr. Chairman, I have to
Thank
say.
you.
I think it could be Alexander.
Yes.
Shall we say Alexander?
Let's say Alexander. I'm sorry if that's incorrect.
Thanks, I'll have an extra point for that.
According question 2, the title of the Rolling Stones' latest hit single is A. Living in a Ghost Town. Question 3. The celebrity which owns these eyes is A. Tom Hanks. You can see the full face reveal.
It was an easy one, I think.
I think it was easier.
A recent coronavirus survivor.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Well done, Tom.
It's not looking too
Nice
happy
to
in
have
this
you back.
photo as
Thanks
well.
for joining us.
Last 2 questions here. Question 4. Winnie the Pooh's 2 best friends were D. Christopher Robin and Piglet. Unfortunately, Tigger did not make the list. And the final question. The title of the 2014 film about Alan Turing and the Bletchley Park Codebreakers. The name of the film is B. The Imitation Game.
Great film.
Pretty good film.
I enjoyed it.
felt that
thoroughly.
Of course, Enigma was a film, but that was
Starring-
in 2003.
It's very confusing. This one is starring Benedict Cumberbatch. Anyway, there we go. There's Tom Hanks again. And here's the recap of the answers for you to catch up.
Mark yourself.
And the Holmeses, Michael Holmes, who was mentioned earlier, Michael and Sally, living just up the road from us again, right next to where the quiz should be held in the pub. Shout out to them. And scores. Please do share your scores. It'll be really, really nice to see it, just as a good extra bit of community spirit. Also, it'll help us in our next quiz, when we will be able to just make it even better than this
We
one.
hope you'll be coming to our next quiz, whether it's virtual.
Nobody really knows where it is, when it's going to be. Hopefully, maybe another virtual one. We will have to see. But thank you very much for coming to view our stream today, our virtual pub quiz, and a special big thank you to Annabelle Campbell, sitting over to the left of us. We didn't actually kick her out of the house, but here she
She's
is.
monitoring your chat.
She's been monitoring your chat, bringing us all the shout outs we needed. She's the unsung hero of our night.
Not an NHS worker, but
Unfortunately not.
okay, so some scores are in. The Harrisons got 17 out of 25 in Caen. Congratulations.
Very respectable score.
In Glasgow with Luke and Ewan, they got 11 out of 25.
That's very good.
Very good. And we'll just keep it going for a few minutes if anyone else wants to put their scores in the chat. But we'd all like to say a big thank you for coming.
Please do keep donating to our Virgin
Important
Money Giving Page. It's a
charity.
really, really important charity, especially at this time on VE Day and these hard moments.
Oh,
Wow, we've been given a laptop. So,
Okay.
Kate Corner, 16. Team Benzo, the Benzikis, called 17. Isla, go.
Amelia Ball, 12. Congratulations. And
Michael Holmes got 18 there.
we're just gonna scroll up. Johnson's got 13.
The Campling is 18.
The
That is very
Mallingtons
impressive.
17. That they're disappointed with that.
Q and Ryan got 3rd. Our previous host has not been putting in his
He's a
best
bit out of
score.
practice.
He's a bit out of practice, you
He's
see.
used to asking the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert
Well,
Heskett got 12.
Well done, Robert.
very good.
And I think Godfrey 13.
Katie Godfrey
Much's
got
got
13.
18.
And Matches.
Very-
Congratulations.
18 is the top.
That is
So
good. Joint
Wow,
best.
look at that. And I think that's all the scores we have for now.
Most important, send in your emails and we'll put you into the draw
Oh,
for
Debbie
the
Landry got
12.
12.
Jenkins from Uffington got 16. Well done, all.
well done. Really
This
well.
is very impressive.
Hugh
O.Q.
Smith,
Smith got
15.
15. And
The
the
Luttrell
Luttrell
Hunts
Hunts
are
got
18.
18
Very
is
good.
the
18
high.
is a
Is the
Popular
benchmark.
number. Popular number. Is anybody out there got more than 18? If so,
Please do send it in. Email.
now's your time for glory.
Davina gets 18 as well.
Oh, Davina,
Oh.
welcome. Thank you.
Well,
Over there in
congratulations. That
Bampton.
Really, thank you
shows
so
the
much.
high IQ of our viewers.
Mm.
The Dangerfields, unfortunately, are still on round 2, so they're not quite up to scratch yet, but that's okay. Each to their own.
14 from Tom Swash, from the Swashes, living just up the road from us.
And
again.
thank you for your positive messages on the chat. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. And thank you all for your support. It's been wonderful
And
having you.
Your donations are really much appreciated. Keep them coming.
And I'd like to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for
like to-
managing.
I'd like to thank my 2 beautiful
Thank you.
co-hosts.
Thank you.
Really, well done. Well done. We're sorry we can't be with you, but soon. She makes an appearance.
She's not in yet.
Okay, this is becoming a bit of a cringy family event, so we're gonna stop it here. Thank you very much.
Thank
Miss
you.
Julian.
Have a lovely evening
The
and a
Parrots
lovely
got
weekend.
18.
The Parrots got 18. 18 is our best score. Thank you so much. Have a great night. We'll see
We
you
hope
soon.
you're
And
staying safe.
stay
Stay
safe.
safe.
Goodbye.
Stay at
Stay
home.
safe and stay
And
happy.
do not forget to
Keep
Don't-
the NHS safe.
and
to
forget.
enter our
Remember
prize
this.
draw.
Remember this. Enter the prize draw. Goodbye.